Hello and good evening, my dear students. In today's lecture, we are going to cover some of the essential that are required for speaking. Okay, in English, we have four basic skills, that is, reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Two of the skills are receptive and two of them are productive. Listening and reading are receptive skills because whenever we are listening to something or whenever we are reading something, basically we are receiving something. But writing and speaking are productive skills. That means that whenever we write or whenever we speak, we basically produce something. But in today's lecture, our main focus will be on speaking, how to speak in front of people. Okay, we all have this very trauma that whenever we can speak alone, but whenever we come in front of the people, we feel hesitant, and sometimes our mind goes blank. So going to give you some of the tips which are really going to be helpful for you when it comes to speaking. First of all, you don't have to focus on grammar and make a mind map. Now, what is a mind map? For example, in our case, our story is the town of Willow Creek. So, what does it mean? The town of Willow Creek is your topic, and you have to make your mind according to the material given in the topic. Okay? So a mind map is basically an outline for your speaking. Same is the case, the same way we have outline for an essay, the same way we have outline for speaking. So the town Willow Creek is basically our topic, and we have to make a sketch that can guide us in our speaking. For example, you can have an introduction of the town, you can have the description of the characters that are involved in the town. Okay. Uh, of course it's a fictional story, so you have to give the description of the characters, and then you have to describe the entire story in chronological order. But I'm not going to waste any time on the story. I will be focusing on some of the words that are involved in the speaking project. Okay. And I'm going to be looking at some of the words that are used in the story, and I will talk about those words up to 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. So the first word is high school. Now, whenever this word high school comes to your mind, just make a random mind map. Okay. For example, my high school. Okay. When I entered my house, for example, you can take a story a day from your high school career, okay? And if that is not possible, you can mention the story of one of your friends, a strange story that can be very compelling, okay? But you have to make a mind map. You can start by defining high school. For example, what is high school? High school is the latest, you can say, division of the school after which you enter the college. Whenever you are done with your matriculation, you go to a college. You can also narrate a story. For example, once in my high school, I came across a very strange incident. I entered the school when the assembly was already started, and the principal all of a sudden called me for a performance, and I was not mentally ready for that performance. So as soon as he called me, I felt very nervous, and everything just disappeared like a flash in from front of me. Okay. And when I went to the stage, my body was trembling. I was not feeling at home. And there is another word that is used in the story, that is secret treasure. Now you can comprehend this very word according to your own perception and start talking about secret treasure. Okay. Now treasure is something really valuable, and secret is something that is hidden, that is not exposed to everyone. Okay. So you can start with by making it a bit dramatic. Okay. And once my friend and I were talking about secret treasures, and we were walking alongside the road. As soon as we entered into a rough space that looked very much like a jungle, we encountered a secret treasure, and we both were really overwhelmed as soon as we witnessed that secret treasure. As we went near that secret treasure, our feet were trembling, and we could not make enough courage to grab that treasure and take it home. we sat, both of us sat near the treasure, and we were staring and making different assumptions about the treasure. Okay, but as the time passed, that treasure exploded, and there was a piece of paper in that treasure. So my friend and I, we took out that piece of treasure from that piece of paper from that broken treasure, and we start reading it. It was written that if you are looking for a secret treasure, that is your mind. Now, what is the message that is embedded in that piece of paper? That everything exists inside your mind. Whatever you can make of yourself, you can destroy yourself, you can make yourself successful using your mind. So by all means, your mind is that secret treasure that can help you. So these are some of the speaking tips. We discussed about the mind maps. In our next lectures, we are going to be focusing on some other speaking strategies which we can employ in our speaking to make ourselves better speakers.